Hey everyone, welcome to another video. Today I'm going over the top 5 easiest fingerboard tricks that everybody should know. Some of the tricks on this list are a little bit more intermediate level, but they're still pretty easy to learn, and I'll teach you exactly how to do them in this video. The very first trick on the list is the Fakie Kickflip. So right now I will show you what the Fakie Kickflip looks like, and then I'll teach you how to do it. So this is one of the easiest tricks on the list, and I'll explain why. When you're starting out in fingerboarding, it's honestly pretty hard to do tricks moving forwards, and it's a lot easier to go backwards, or in other words, fakie. Every single time you hear the term fakie, that basically just means going the opposite direction that you'd normally go. And with the Fakie Kickflip, you don't even need to know how to ollie before this. It'll definitely help if you know how, but this is honestly a pretty easy trick to do without even knowing how to ollie. For the Fakie Kickflip, practice just kind of popping the board up like this over and over. From here, what you're going to try and do is, as you're moving backwards, you're going to pop up and just lift your fingers off and see what happens. If just lifting your fingers up isn't getting the kickflip motion, try doing this. Instead of just lifting your fingers straight up, try kind of moving back like this and then forwards. The basic motion for the kickflip is popping up and sliding both your fingers forwards on the board like that, and that's what's going to flip the board. Once you learn the Fakie Kickflip, it's not too much harder to start moving the other direction and do a normal kickflip. Trick number 2. This one is probably the easiest trick on the list, and this is the impossible. The basic idea for the impossible is you pop the board up and you're going to kind of scoop this finger under the board and kind of just let the board fall. Pop up and try and just do like a scissor motion in the air as you pop like that, and that's going to bring this finger out of the way and going to bring this finger under the board to scoop it under. This trick is also a little bit easier to do fakie, so play around with doing it fakie and regular. If you're struggling to get the clean impossible right around that's nice and straight and it's just kind of going off to the side like that, that really depends on where your fingers are positioned on the board. I say this in quite a few of my videos, and it all depends on how your fingers are positioned on the fingerboard. If your fingers are a little bit like this, that's going to kind of pop the board a little bit straighter. But if they're a little bit more off center like that, that's going to kind of turn it out that way. I like to kind of have my middle finger a tiny bit farther up on the board like that, and that'll give me just a nice clean impossible. Trick number 3. This is probably my favorite trick on the list, and it's actually one of the simplest to do. This trick makes you look like a pro fingerboarder with your technical moves, even though it's pretty simple. For this trick, all you're gonna do is move your pointer finger to the edge of the board like this, and you're just gonna put some pressure down. That'll flick the board down like that. You don't have to practice this trick while moving, but it definitely looks a little better when you're moving. Once you flip the board over like this, move your middle finger kind of out of the way, and just lift up like that. You can also practice this trick pretty easily with just one finger and just flip it over like this over and over, and then you'll get the hang of it pretty quick. Trick number 4 on the list is definitely the hardest, but it definitely looks really cool. This trick is the front side kickflip. There's something about you popping up the board, it does just a super slow kickflip and you're landing switch like that. It just gives it a super clean look. For this trick, you're gonna pop up just like the Fakie Kickflip, and you're basically gonna do a kickflip, but you kinda need to tweak it out to the side. I like to kinda just turn my whole hand right as I'm popping up, and this motion is gonna kinda just get the kickflip to the side like that. As I'm kind of twisting my hand down like this, I'm also turning my whole wrist and actually my whole arm. The hand and wrist moving is what's going to get the kickflip sideways like that, and moving the arm is going to get you lined up to land switch. This trick happens really slow, so it's really easy to kind of just place your fingers like this. Right when you see the bottom of your board, start to kind of switch your fingers like this, and right as you see the black of your grip tape, just place your fingers back on the board. So that trick is pretty hard to learn, but once you learn it, it's pretty consistent to do as a trick. The final trick, trick number 5. Trick number 5 is the Varial heel flip. Now I know what you're thinking. I don't even know how to heel flip, so how am I gonna learn how to Varial heel flip? I will show you. In fact, you've probably already done a Varial heel flip just trying heel flips. So for just a straight heel flip, you kinda need to tuck your fingers up like that to get the heel flip motion. But for this, if you know how to do a tray flip, this is a tray flip if you don't know, also known as the 360 flip. The motion for the tray flip is kind of just like flipping your fingers like this. So the Varial heel flip, instead of doing it like this, you're just gonna do it the other way. Tray flip like that. And if you slow that down and watch my fingers, they're kind of just twisting like this. So that puts the board in a right hand spin while doing a kick flip, but we want to do the opposite. Pop the board up and go this way. Just practice doing this on the ground over and over. From there, try popping the board up while doing that, and it'll kind of do that. The position your fingers are on the board is super important for this trick, so really play around with different ways of having your fingers on the board and see the different results. This trick is pretty hard to do when your fingers are offset like this. It'll just give it a really awkward spin, and it's really hard to get the rotation. For this trick, I would say have your fingers pretty much straight in the middle of the board like this, and just flip up like that. Pop up, kind of scoop the bottom out under, and kind of bring this finger in like that. Snap the board down, bring your pointer finger kind of towards you while pushing your middle finger out.
About me when I'm gone. Oh honey, so our friendship.
I love how this trick looks and feels, and you can get it pretty dialed pretty fast. I hope everyone who watched this video found it helpful. If you're struggling with any of these tricks, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll try and reply to as many comments as I can. And just by you leaving a comment, somebody else is able to see that and kind of learn from what you're experiencing versus what they're experiencing. So please document your experience in the comments. Just by reading comments, that's helped me learn certain tricks that I was struggling on, so read the comments, go check them out. Thanks for watching this video. The subscribe button is over there for weekly fingerboard content, 3 videos a week. There we go. 1 video is over there, another one is there, and I will see you in my next video.